We're gonna experience a Raptor R today together, everything you need to know about it, but the most important thing of these episodes is knowing who these are for, as in the truck, who it's for, and more so importantly, who it's not for. This is gonna be an interesting episode because it's a little bit different take than normal, so stick around to the end to find that out. But you wanna know right away. Let's double lock this thing. Double click. V8 life. You can see double click it again. And it shuts it off. I'm not gonna make you wait. Let's get straight to the exhaust note. That's what you love the Raptor R for. So let me put it in quiet mode really quick to give you an idea. You can hear it got quiet. Okay, let me put it in Baja mode for the exhaust mode only. Ooh, you hear that valve open up? All right, head to the back, listen to this. Come on. If you're new here, my name's Cameron. I've been nerding out on cars, been in the industry for over 10 years now, so I'm excited to walk you through the things that I think matter, but a lot of the specs and stuff we can just leave behind. So let me give you a run through of the car, and let's hit some important things for you, I know, right out the bat. Wireless Apple CarPlay, humongous. Pop down here, wireless charger equipped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cup holders. Let's push this button right here. The shifter will go down. Grab right here. Now we have a big giant table for Austin and I here to go get In-N-Out burger or do some work on a laptop. This is rad. If you want to switch driving modes, it's right by the 4-wheel drive buttons. You actually twist this and you can see on the screen over there, but that's how you change drive modes. On the steering wheel, you've got an R button to set all your favorite modes. This is like a video game right here. You have paddles and everything, so there's a bunch of things you can do, but you can hold the R button and have like, I like the exhaust here, the steering there, the suspension here. Hold R, it'll save all that, and all the combinations you like, it'll just stay that way. So at any given moment, in any mode, you can just like, I want my mode. You press the button and it's there. It's cool, nice comfy big steering wheel, paddle shifters. So like, this just feels like a sports car, but it's a truck, which is like the best thing ever. All of the auxiliary switches that are easy to wire under the hood, ready to go. This one does not have a moonroof. A lot of Raptor Rs do though, so keep that in mind. Raptor R is all the same, but the Raptor R did get a little bit different of a hood design you can see up here, and then it does say supercharged V8 right here. And if you didn't know, this is the engine in the Shelby GT500, but they put a smaller pulley on the supercharger. That's all you need to know. Battery over here, ECU, everything over there, intake, brake stuff over there, supercharger in the middle on top of the V8. And this is where the intake is, coolant expansion tank. If you want to fill up your windshield wiper fluid, it's right here. That way you know your way around under the hood a little bit, but just take a nice look. This is where all the extra money is spent right there, connected to the 10-speed transmission that we're gonna make sure that we appreciate because it's part of what makes this thing insane to drive. 700 horsepower, 640 pound-feet of torque. It's no joke, and with a smaller pulley, maybe a lot of people will start making some more power, so that's something to look forward to. Before we go drive, I just want to say, if anyone has anything negative to say about this truck, once you drive it, it's really hard to think of anything negative to say, and this is like the first truck I can confidently say that like, I don't know a single person that wouldn't fall in love with this truck. So it is kind of everything we hoped for, and it's almost the absolutely perfect truck you can buy on the market right now, even over a TRX, because the interior on the Fords, in my opinion, is just miles better. I don't care. It's just like an awesome truck aesthetically. Let's go drive it, and after this, it's just everything you'd hope for. For the fun part, when you get in and drive it, you realize this thing is huge for a half-ton truck, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So watch this closely as we back into these Arizona-sized parking spots. Keep that in mind. I like to call these Arizona because they are larger than California. So look how close those green lines are to the white lines. That's the exact width of the truck. It barely fits in this thing. So I'm going to back it in. Now let's get out and look how close we are. She barely fits. So if you're letting your wife drive, your grandma, your daughter, your son, maybe we need to be worried about you. If this is a California parking spot, I think you're gonna be over the lines, and if you're like me and worried about door dings, you might need to go to the no ding squad, which is the back of the parking lot, if that's even an option in California, because it's usually not. So just, it's a big truck. It's a big truck. For the fun part, the driving part, what does a Ford Raptor R feel like behind the wheel? If you've never driven a Raptor, they feel like sports cars, but they just happen to be a big truck. The steering wheel is aggressive, the paddle shifters are aggressive. Everything about Raptors, just, you don't really have to modify them. They're just kind of aggressive all over the place, and you can do your accessories, and they're very modular, and it's just nice because they're just a very enthusiast focused vehicle. But we need to go get to the drag strip near my house to really show you what this thing's made of, and then we'll mosey on down the road. So let's just get to the fun part. Straight to launch control. What's the best setup? I did some studying for us, so I'm gonna grab the drive mode knob over here. I'm gonna twist it left into sport mode, 4x4 shift in progress. Cool. We're gonna go over to features on the screen up here, driver assistance, auto hold. Make sure that's enabled, okay? Then go up here to traction control button, hold it, and it's gonna say hold for advanced track off. Hold that all the way off, and then it confirms advanced track off. So now we're in essentially an all-wheel drive, ready to launch this thing. There is no launch control. We have auto hold on, which makes things a little bit more abrupt. So I'm gonna roll forward, come to a stop. I'm gonna turn the AC off just for gigs. It's nice and quiet, get ready before the chaos starts. Let me scoot back in my seat a little bit. It's gonna get rowdy. You ready, Austin?
Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Flooring it. And it kind of walks on the road. So yeah, you don't really go that fast in trucks very often, and when you do, everyone in the truck's gonna be smiling, and you just gapped about any type of sports car you can think of. So does it really get any better than this? Clearly it's obvious this thing is loud and fast. Before we have some more fun driving it, which we will, I want to give you an idea. If you do need to take a phone call, if you do need to talk to your significant other, people in the car, you're on a road trip, maybe you don't want the noise. Does this truck kind of do it all? I think it does. I'm gonna hit the exhaust button. I'm gonna go to quiet mode, and it basically silences it down to nothing. When you're under 2,000 RPM, which a V8, you can do that. So we're cruising around 1,400 RPM at 35 miles an hour. You virtually don't really hear the truck. The valves will open up if you get on the truck, hard. It needs to get the exhaust gas out to run properly and all that. But like, if you need to be quiet, stealthy, you totally can. It's not the most stealthy stealth, compared to like some other things on the market. But for how crazy and extreme this truck is, it has the extreme on the quiet side to complement it, in my opinion. But my favorite way to drive the truck on the street is I'm gonna put it in sport mode. It goes into 4-wheel drive, but I'm gonna hit 2 high. So click 2 high, 4x4 shift in progress. This is my personal favorite way to drive the truck around. You can go ahead and hold traction control off. So if you wanna just break it loose, it really likes to do that. And so when you're walking out of a corner and you want it to step out a little bit, you just want it to put the power down and not hold back, it will do that in this mode. Let's go ahead and get on the freeway to give you an idea. And it'll just kick out like that, then you counter steer a little bit, and you are just moving. It's like a sports car. Right by the Ford dealership, they'll probably like this. All right. Is this a drift car or a truck? I can't tell. Something I didn't want to go underappreciated, especially like right now. We can go so fast at high speeds. We're already close to 100. I'm gonna slow down back to speed limit. Is the 10-speed transmission cannot go unappreciated. Combined with this much power, you have such short gears and gear ratios, you can eat up all the power band all the time. So at freeway speeds, it has so many gears and short ratios to pick up speed really fast on the freeway. It has so many gears on the low end to pick up so much speed from a light. So it's like the motor, the transmission, the interior, the feel, the king shocks, the off-road capabilities, of how stiff and rigid the chassis is to be able to handle catching air, all that stuff. It's literally all the good stuff down to the transmission, which is usually where a lot of complaints happen with an automatic trans. It just got it all going for it. So we're cruising at freeway speeds. We're in the 10th gear, 2,000 RPM. getting as much miles per gallon as we possibly can. It's about 18 right now, probably 15 average. So it's just everything. This truck is crazy. How does a truck like this not break when you're off-roading it like crazy, which we will in another video? Let me show you. We don't need to get too detailed, but if you look at this A-arm right here, that is really, really thick and very, very heavy duty. A normal car A-arm is like 1/10 thickness. So think about that, but for every other component on the truck, it's just overbuilt to be jumped, romped, held wide open off-road. Most important part of the episode, who this car is for and who it's not for. This is a tough one because if you're 21 or 91, it doesn't matter what age you are, everyone loves this truck. But it's definitely for people who have a lot of money to blow. $110,000 MSRP. They're going for 150 plus private sale. I saw one today online for 170,000 from a guy that had it at his house already, just trying to make a buck. That's absolutely insane because they're hard to get. So there's something I want to speak to on the other side of that. And so kind of leading into who this truck is not for, I think it's not for most people who like Raptors. It's like such an enthusiast thing to have, like spend that much extra money for just an upgraded V8 supercharged to have that much more power. Like, yeah, it's crazy, it's cool. But there's a lot of people out there, a lot of dads out there, a lot of family guys out there who just want a Raptor. They like the looks, the function. They need to get their boat to the lake, whatever. They want to go camping with their family or their wife, their significant other, whatever. I think that a lot of people are gonna say, dude, if you don't buy the R, what are you thinking? It's the V8. It's like, it's a lot easier to get another Raptor. And I think that's very important to keep in mind because it's gonna be a lot more attainable, a lot more affordable for most people. So don't let the R hype steer you over the edge of not getting a Raptor at all, because I think you will really love these trucks. They have a sports car feel, like I mentioned. They're a very, very unique driving experience, and for a truck, it's even that much more unique, and it's something that even Austin on the other side of the camera, we grew up since preschool, and we've always talked how the Ford Raptor has just always been kind of that truck that we wished all the Chevys were. The Fords weren't in the past until recent. So super special trucks. Don't buy into the R hype unless you got that money to blow, or you're an enthusiast like myself and you just can't picture it any other way. It's just an awesome truck. I want to ask you to drop a comment. Do you think this truck is worth $150,000 of your own money if you had to work for it, earn it, and set that aside? That's a huge chunk of money. What kind of house could you invest in for that, right? It's almost kind of worth it though. This thing is wild with that launch. But if you love technology, if you love new cars, I have a video right here of a Kia EV6 GT. This is on the opposite side of the spectrum of miles per gallon, but it has a just as crazy driving experience.